It's almost Christmas, guys. We are in the final week countdown. And probably for the last 3 years of any type of social media presence, I have posted our Christmas cookies that we make. And we always have a big decorating party. This year it's a little tricky, but I do have 2 daughter-in-laws coming over tonight to decorate cutout cookies with me. Abigail will be dialing in from San Diego to watch the festivities and take part in the judging. And you guys have asked every single year if I could share my sugar cookie cutout recipe with you. And I'll be honest, I've been hesitant because I think mine are like the perfect sugar cookie ever. Like, it's not cakey. It stays exactly like your cutout cookies, like your, cookie cutters. I thought that wasn't very nice. I need to share it. So I'm gonna share it with you. Start with a cup of softened butter, and we're gonna beat that for 2 minutes. Now to that, we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna beat that really well until it's all the way incorporated. Now to that, we're gonna add 1 egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then mix that well, and then we'll be adding flour and salt. Okay, I'm just gonna change over to my, I don't know what you call it, the paddle. All right, and we're gonna slowly add about 3 cups of just all-purpose flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt mixed in. And we're gonna gradually add this till it's all added in. Oops, not that fast. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up just to get it really good and blended in well. I'll know when it's done when all the dough's pulling away from the sides and it's really holding together. All right, that bowl is pretty spick and span. Let me show you. So notice how the bowl's super clean and it's all really holding well together. Come over to the counter and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so the biggest tip I want to share with you about this recipe and what makes, in my opinion, a really great cutout sugar cookie is you have to work the dough super cold. So I need to put this dough in the fridge for 30 minutes at least. I made some dough the other day and it's been in there for a while. It's really, really cold, so I will let it sit. Probably 15 minutes covered just to not be as hard as a rock so I can work it. And then say you get distracted or you can't work it as fast before the dough softens up, you would want to put your cutout cookies, your cutouts back in the fridge just to get really cold again before you bake them. And that's gonna hold it really well. So I'm just taking the dough in half, probably throwing it back in my baggies, and then we'll put this set in the refrigerator. I would say it probably makes a good 2 dozen standard cutout cookie sizes. So my plan is to get one round baked before the girls get here. They're supposed to be here at like 5 this evening. And then if I need to pull out more, I can pull out more dough and get it baked while we're decorating. But I really wanted to show you just all the steps that I do. So took a block out that's been in the fridge. We're gonna let this come just up to temperature just a little bit so we can work it with the rolling pin. And I'm gonna put these back in the fridge. Okay, it's probably been about 15 minutes since I took out the cookie dough out of the fridge. I'm just making a decent sized rectangle of plastic wrap. And that way I do not have to flour my cookie dough. I don't like using that silicone mat underneath it. It's grabbing the plastic wrap too much. Hey, it's just me. Take cookie cutters out. You do not need to grease your pan for this. So I'll show you guys after I get done how well they cut. So then the great thing about not using flour is I can take my extra pieces of dough, ball them back up into a ball, and continue to roll and cut without adding too much extra flour to my dough recipe. So it doesn't throw anything off, and we get good cutouts that way. So let me show you the cutouts and how well they cut. See that? Perfect. After I get these all cut out, I will throw them in the fridge, probably just for another 10 minutes or so, just to get them really nice and chilled again. And then we will bake them at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. I always go right at the 8-minute mark because that's perfect for what I've found. You definitely don't want them to be any more than just browned on the bottom. Oh, that's too thick. They should still look, I guess when you pull it out of the oven, it kind of still looks a little wet, but as they cool, they get nice and solid. That is a full cookie sheet going back in the fridge for 15 minutes. Okay, I actually just set these on the front porch. They are nice and chilled. Just pulled out cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna pop these in and they're gonna bake right at 8-10 minutes. And 10 minutes in my, no, 8 minutes in my oven. So 8 to 10 minutes is the recipe. Oh, it smells so good in this house. So while those are baking, I already have the other sheet of cutouts on the porch getting nice and chilled. So we can probably start on the icing. And the reason I love my icing is because you can stack these decorated cutout cookies and they won't stick together. It's a royal icing that you can pipe with, do outlines, and also fill in. So we're gonna get going on making up the icing, at least white, and when the girls get here, we can color it. So over the years, I've learned a couple tricks just in case you ever need them, and I'll share those with you. So at Aldi's, you can buy, your powdered sugar if you shop there, and it's double the recipe for the icing. So I've already made it once for those make your own cutout cookie recipe or gifts that I made. So this is right at 16 ounces of powdered sugar. We're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of meringue powder. Now here's an initial tip. If you can't find meringue powder, I have been out before and I've used egg whites. So there's one tip for you. I'm going to just mix in that meringue powder with my powdered sugar. We're gonna add about, what was it, a teaspoon? Yeah, a teaspoon of corn syrup. The one time of year I use corn syrup, but it's necessary. Okay. And then we're gonna add 5 to 6 tablespoons of warm water. So I usually, what I'll do is I'm gonna do this over at the sink because I'll add the water and mix, And when I get it to the texture of the piping icing, I'll come back and show you that. That is perfect. Let's see if I can get you guys focused in there. Oh, bring you down. Wrong one. Okay, that's better. So this is good drawing piping icing. So I'm gonna leave this batch at this, I'm not gonna whisk it on camera because you guys hate that sound. I will whisk this just to get all the final little lumps out. But this is the texture I'll use for the piping. And I'm gonna make another batch for the filling. And this will stay pretty well, just like this I've kept it in my fridge easily 2 weeks. And then you just take it out, let it come to room temperature and give it a stir. So for this next batch, I'm going to make it just a little bit thinner texture. And by doing so, you're just adding more water. And that will be the glaze for the filling. And I'll show you my favorite food colorings to use in case you want to order these. I know I got them online through Amazon. They are Wilton. It's kind of messy. This Wilton box set, and it comes with a ton of colors, and it's a gel. A little goes a long way. I really like it. So the first batch of cookies is done. But maybe let them go 1 more minute. Just about half a bag of powdered sugar. And 3 tablespoons of meringue powder. and warm water. I want to show you guys so you see how they are not browned at all. They will set up perfectly, but this is exactly what you're looking for. All right, let me bring it back down here and I will show you the glaze icing. I'm not done stirring it in yet, but this is, see how much thinner that is? So once you outline your cookies, you can fill in with the glaze, or you can just, a lot of times if I just want the glaze as the base, I'll just dunk my cookie top and let it dry and then pipe over top of it. So that is my cutout cookie magic at Christmas. I'm sure I'll end the clip here of just some fun decorating clips of me and the girls decorating tonight. But what I'll do is I'll portion off this glaze into several containers, food color those, and then the piping, I just use Ziploc bags and trim the end, like one of the corners, and that's what we use for the outlining. So I will see you guys later and enjoy your Merry Christmas. If you have any tips, let me know, but let me leave you with this before I show you all the cutout cookie magic. So how much I love it. This is my box of sprinkles, all sprinkles. So we're gonna have lots of fun tonight. See you guys later and Merry Christmas.